What is up, LudyBros Army? It's your boy, Big Bro Lamar Ludy, and I wanted to sit down now that this big chip has fallen in the NBA. I wanted to sit down and take a look at some of the trades that took place at this trade deadline for this NBA 2020-2021 season. Now, there was a ton of trades, a ton of moves. There was a ton of people that shifted teams, so we're not going to take a look at each team. But let's just take a look at some of the trades that caught my eye, including the key move that we just found out. This is breaking news that we just found out. So if you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button. If you're interested in content about the NBA, hit that subscribe button, turn on the notification bell, and leave a like on this video. Help me out. Help a brother out. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look. Now, this is one trade that I liked for the Bulls. The Bulls acquired Vukovich from the Magic. Bulls get Nikola Vukovich and Al-Farouq Amino, and the Magic were getting Wendell Carter Jr., Otto Porter Jr., and 2 future first-round picks. I think this was a great move by the Bulls. Adding Vukovich gives them a body in the middle. He's done well against Joel Embiid, who you have to think about when especially when you're in the Eastern Conference, that's going to be one of the teams that you're trying to get through to get to the NBA Finals. This was a great move. You're pairing Vukovich along with Zach LaVine. You're going to build around these two guys for the future going forward. They have a great coach in Billy Donovan, so I think that they're set up for the future as well as contending for this season for a playoff spot. The Bulls are still hanging around there in that final play-in near the end of the regular season. We can see them. They're sitting here in the 10th spot, and they're only 2 games behind, or a game and a half behind the Heat here for that 8th seed. But they're still going to be involved in that play-in. So this is a good move to give them some pieces to go ahead and make that final playoff push. But if it doesn't work out for them this year, then be on the lookout for the Bulls next year going forward with the moves that they made here at this trade deadline. The Blazers add Powell in a deal with the Raptors. They got Norman Powell, and the Raptors got Gary Trent Jr. and Rodney Hood. Norman Powell is going to give the Blazers another option on the offensive end. The Raptors are putting together some young pieces there. I'm surprised to see them. Let's check back at the standings. I'm surprised to see the Raptors down here so low. I thought that they would be doing a little bit better considering they had that veteran leadership. But, you know, it was time. I think it's time. They got what they wanted, which was that championship. They sold their soul to Kawhi. They got what they wanted. And now here they are. They're going to go ahead and break up the team and try to rebuild. And I think they're on the right track. The Raptors are on the right track. Whereas the Blazers, adding in Norman Powell, he's going to give them another scorer to go alongside Damian Lillard, CJ McCollum, and Carmelo. Let's check out the Blazers over in the Western Conference. Here they are, the 6th seed. They're tied actually with the Nuggets for the 5th seed. They're only a game and a half behind the Lakers, so that's something to keep an eye on. The Blazers possibly try to make a push to get up into those top 4, one of those top 4 spots. But I definitely think that this was a good move for both teams. The 76ers acquired George Hill in a 3-team trade, but none of those pieces, aside from George Hill going to the Sixers, are really intriguing to me. So we'll go up and we'll check out the next trade here that caught my eye. Let's see, we're going to keep on scrolling up. Warriors trade Wanamaker to the Hornets. The Hornets did this because of the injury to LaMelo Ball, so trying to add Wanamaker, but I had him on the Celtics last year. I don't think he's really going to help them, so we'll keep moving. Bulls get Tice from the Celtics in 3-team deal. I liked Tice. I've always liked Tice. He was good for his role. I still wanted a different big man. He's going to go over to the Bulls, and he's going to give them some outside shooting. And like I said, I think the Bulls are stacking themselves up. If they can't make this late season push, they're going to look good going forward. The Celtics are getting Luke Kornet and Mo Wagner. The Wizards get Daniel Gafford and Chandler Hutchison. So interesting to see how that goes. The Nuggets reacquire JaVale McGee in a trade with the Cavs. I think that JaVale McGee, I think the Lakers wish they still had JaVale McGee, to be honest with you. And I think that this was a great pickup by the Nuggets. The Nuggets have done an excellent job. We're going to see in another trade coming up. The Nuggets have done an excellent job of retooling this team, going and checking out the NBA standings. The Nuggets, once again, they're the 5th seed. We're just a game and a half behind the Lakers. So if those Lakers continue to slip and fall, expect the Nuggets to be ready to move up in the standings. I definitely think they're going to be poised for that. Acquiring JaVale McGee gives you backup behind the Joker, and it also gives you, if you want to try and play some sort of Twin Towers lineup, you definitely can, because the Joker can step out and shoot the 3. And JaVale McGee, you know, this guy has championships now. He knows what it takes to win. He knows how to be a good, solid teammate. This is exactly the type of move that you can do at the trade deadline that could possibly, you know, put you over in the end of it all. So the Clippers are dealing Lou Williams to Hawks for Ronda. Now, I was surprised at this because in my Clippers video, if you haven't had a chance to check it out, please do that. I talk about the lack of depth for the Clippers off of their bench. And Lou Williams was obviously the main punch for that team off the bench. So now you're sending him away and you're bringing in Rondo, who I think that the Clippers had their eye on Rondo the moment he popped the bottles on the champagne with the Lakers. I think the Clippers wanted Rondo back then, and now they're getting him now. I don't know if Rondo, it all comes down to, is he going to be playoff Rondo? Is he going to be able to show up and do what he needs to do come playoff time? He hadn't been that impressive with the Hawks. He still had some injuries that he was dealing with. Lou Williams going to the Hawks is going to give them some scoring. I want to check out the standings and see the Hawks. They've made a push in the playoffs. They had a nice little run after the All-Star break. Here they are. They're tied with the Knicks record-wise. And it'll be interesting to keep an eye on the Hornets. Please keep an eye on the Hornets because with that injury to LaMelo Ball, we want to see what happens there. They've responded very well. As you can see here, they're on a 3-game winning streak. So that's, things have been working out for them pretty well. Hopefully they can get him back. I haven't heard. I'll have to put my ear to the ground and look for some more news on LaMelo. I'm hoping it's not season ending. If there's some way that he can get back in time, maybe if they make it deep enough into the playoffs, he can get back in time. The Eastern Conference has these top 3, but it's wide open after that. So it'd be nice to see the Hornets make a somewhat deep push. But yeah, the Clippers are getting Rondo, so they have their point guard for the playoffs now. Mavs are getting Redick and Melli from the Pelicans, adding some shooters to go around Luka and Porzingis. JJ Redick to me is washed up at this point of his career, so I don't know how that's going to work out for the Mavericks. I don't think it's going to work out good. Celtics are adding Evan Fournier. Now, this is a move that I think is insurance for Kemba Walker. Kemba Walker has been just in and out of the lineup. He can't play the second night of back-to-back games. So I think that this is giving them insurance for Kemba Walker being out. The Magic are getting Jeff Teague, who's going to be waived. Now, Jeff Teague, I don't think he was given a fair shake by Brad Stevens to go ahead and try and play and produce. But we'll see if any teams pick him up here after he gets waived by the Magic. But the Celtics adding Fournier, he's getting about 19 points per game, and I think that he could definitely help because there's no telling what Kemba's going to be able to do and if he's going to be able to play. And here's the Celtics. They're the 7th seed right now. It's a tight race here. Only a game and a half separates them from 7 and 4. It would be nice if they could put some wins together. Y'all know I'm a Celtics fan, so it'd be nice if they could put some wins together. So hopefully Evan Fournier can come over and help us out. Now, the Heat acquiring Oladipo from the Rockets, I think that this is a great move for the Heat if, and that's a big if, Oladipo can get healthy. He's got to get healthy to be able to team up with Jimmy Butler. Both of those guys are great two-way players. I think that this is a nice, solid acquisition for the Heat. Sending away Kelly Olynyk and Avery Bradley doesn't hurt you too much. Avery Bradley, I think he's probably going to get waived by the Rockets, and then maybe another team can pick him up. He hasn't really played that much. Kelly Olynyk is a good stretch 5. I liked having him as a Celtic. We gave him up. We've given up a lot of talent. I've been saying that a lot in these videos. We've given up a lot of talent that could have been helping us out now. But Victor Oladipo going to the Heat is the big name. The Heat win this trade. If you get the best player in the trade, then you won it. They're getting the best player. If he's healthy, I expect them to make another long playoff push if he's healthy. So that'll be the thing. If we look real quick before we check the next trade, the Heat are the 8th seed right now, so they're going to have to put some stuff together. They've lost their last 6. So we'll have to see. They've got to hang on. They're going to be in that, and they're going to be in that play-in here at the end of it all. And looking at these 4 teams, Celtics, Heat, Pacers, and Bulls, I think that the Heat are the most mentally tough team for that type of setting. So let's go ahead and check out the next trade. The Magic traded Gordon to the Nuggets, and this is big for the Nuggets. I like this pickup of Aaron Gordon. Now you're going to be able to play him alongside of Jamal Murray and the Joker. This is a good fit. The Nuggets have really done well in this trade period. The Magic are getting Gary Harris, who I like Gary Harris. He's a good, solid defender. He's nice and pesky. He can shoot, and he's going to play hard. So the Magic are trying to set themselves up with some little pieces for a rebuild. But Aaron Gordon going to the Nuggets, the Nuggets definitely went out on this trade. And I'm really looking forward to the second round, and the Western Conference Finals are going to be really nice over here, in the West. Let's take a quick look at it. We've got the Nuggets. We're talking about them again. You've got the Jazz, who've just been great this season. The Suns have played great basketball. Booker and Chris Paul teamed up very well. The Clippers are still here, you know, just like that little video, the commercial where Kawhi Leonard's acting like the Terminator. This is the Clippers. They're still going to be here. The Lakers are holding on. They've got some guys trying to step up in the absence of their two leaders. So it's going to be very interesting. A nice, solid top four. But the Nuggets belong, I think that, in my opinion, the Nuggets belong up in this group, in this category. So if you want to go 5 deep, and with the moves the Blazers made too, I think that it's going to be very, very interesting in that Western Conference. Now, the big deal, why I was sitting down to make this video, Brooklyn Nets continue to add depth for the postseason, and they're agreeing to a deal with Lamarcus Aldridge. So Lamarcus Aldridge is heading over to the Brooklyn Nets for the rest of the season. We all know what it is. The Eastern Conference has the Nets right here at the 2 seed, but they're slowly going to I think they're going to slowly creep up. They're going to catch the Sixers, who the Sixers have actually bounced back in the absence of Joel Embiid. But the Nets now adding in Lamarcus Aldridge. This guy, a 7-time All-Star forward center, he's signing with the Nets. I mean, he's averaged 19.4 points and 8.3 rebounds in his 15 years in NBA seasons. He's coming over here to go ahead and chase that ring, which I can't blame him. I can't blame him. This is his 15th season. He doesn't have a lot of time left. He's going to go ahead and sign here. I thought things would have worked differently between him and Kawhi Leonard over in San Antonio. But, you know, he's coming here to the Nets. And I mean, this is an all-star team. The Nets have an all-star team now. You've got Lamarcus Aldridge, Kevin Durant, James Harden, Kyrie Irving, and you've got Blake Griffin. You've got DeAndre Jordan on the bench. I mean, this is a team that has depth. And now, I mean, I think they're going to steamroll it. I'm having a feeling that they're going to steamroll through some teams. Now you can go ahead and rest Kevin Durant as long as you need to. You can rest him as long as you need to, and Blake Griffin, because you still have a big three of Lamarcus Aldridge, James Harden, and Kyrie Irving, who are playing for you on most nights. But the big news of the day, the Brooklyn Nets are adding Lamarcus Aldridge. On a personal note, I had hoped that the Celtics would have tried to make some sort of push for him. I thought the Lakers would be in the hunt for him. The Heat would have been another great place for him to land. I think that would have been a great place for him to land, to keep adding that parity to the NBA, but he decided to go to the Nets. He's ring chasing there. Can't really blame him, but now this is a stacked all-star team. I mean, this is an all-star team, folks. This is a super team. It's an all-star team. Don't try to mince words. That's what this is. It's a super team. And it's going to be difficult for anybody in either conference, even healthy. It's going to be difficult to knock this team off. Well, let me know what you guys think about these moves here in the trade season and the NBA. Let me know who your team is, and we can talk some basketball down in the comments below. All right, thanks for tuning into this video, and I'll see you guys next time.